This movie was bad. Good grief. I don't understand why people were like, yay, look, new Mummy movie. There's no mummy in this movie. It was bad. What's up, everybody? Texas Man here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. Also, if you guys want to make sure to head over to Twitch, follow me there at Douglas447. I stream there at least once a week, whether it be for Battlefield, Halo, or anything else you guys suggest me to do over there. And we're going to talk about this movie called The Pyramid. This is a movie that came out in 2014. It is rated R. It's about an hour and 28 minutes long. On average, it's about $4 to rent and $10 to buy. And I saw a recommendation trailer when I was just breezing through YouTube, and I decided, okay, I've heard several people talk about this film in the past. I've never had an inclination to actually go to watch the movie. This movie actually was released in theaters. I can't imagine anyone actually caring to go to see this film, but whatever. But I didn't care about seeing it, and when people have been talking about it, everyone kept describing it as basically a slight change to the formula of The Mummy from 1999, which I like that movie. Nothing really, when it comes to Egyptian horror, I think can ever topple The Mummy from 1999. They've made several attempts. And this movie, thankfully, doesn't come anywhere close to it. At the same time, I kind of wish they would at least attempt to be something along the line of The Mummy. But this movie is just a travesty. Now, there are some positives, but in general, this movie is a snooze fest. This film is about a bunch of archaeologists, and they get trapped in the catacombs of a three-sided pyramid. And while trying to figure out a way out, they realize that they're basically navigating some sort of maze, a labyrinth, and they come to find out it's basically a prison to keep this hunter inside. And they come to find out that it is Anubis, and that Anubis, which is half human and half, I don't know, dog, is still alive, and he lives off of eating human remains or something. It's really never explained as to how this Anubis has been down there for like 5,000 years and still alive. There's good enough suspense, and there is a sufficient plot to make watching this movie once okay. If you want to check this movie out, I think $4 to rent it, just to watch it and say you've watched it, is okay. CGI in this movie, it's okay. It's a good film to watch if you're just in the mood for something familiar in the sense of horror and Egyptian horror. The monster being buried alive and the trapped Anubis mummy concept was executed well. I thought it was pretty cool. But other than that, guys, this movie's going to give you a nap. You're going to be able to just sleep through this easily. This is a attempt to rip off The Mummy from 1999, and there's no way that you can deny that if you ever have seen this movie or you plan to. It is a badly made ripoff. This film is a mashup of the whole real life, it's supposed to be a camera, by the way. It's supposed to be a mashup of real life footage, documentary, and horror, and it just leads to the film not sure what it wants to be. Like, it wants to be a horror movie. Like, there's certain scenes that are cut together where, you know, you've got all the people, you know, running around and trying to do things. But primarily the film makes it where you're watching the movie through the lens of the camera and the camera operator. And I'm done with the whole real life documentary thing. It's run its course, and I'm so sick of seeing them. The acting in this movie is also crap. The character interactions and whatnot were confusing, very one-dimensional. Hey, look, I'm the daughter of this famous archaeologist. I got to follow in his footsteps. Um, just for example, characters are extremely one-dimensional, and when characters do die in this movie, the deaths have no emotion. I just don't have any connection with them. Like, they are so one-dimensional that I don't care who lived or died in this movie. Another negative, this film spends 95% of the runtime in the dark. And there are certain scenes that I'm watching, and I watch just in the dark. I didn't watch it at like 9 a.m. with the sun blazing in my eyes. I watched this movie, a Egyptian horror movie, in the dark at like 10 p.m. And there were certain scenes that I could not see what was on screen. I could not see what was transpiring on screen. Also, this is supposed to be an Egyptian horror movie. I never was scared, and I never felt like the movie was trying to give me suspense. Like, there's maybe like one or two scenes that are like, ooh, this is pretty cool. It's getting, it's gonna get intense. It's gonna get suspenseful. But as soon as it does, it goes from being suspenseful back to Egyptian horror, and it just doesn't know how to execute those elements properly. And then last two things, it takes about 40 minutes before the actual main plot begins, which is really bad. It takes almost half the runtime before the plot starts. Or like, it tries to do a bunch of setup and build up and character development, but it just falls flat. It does it horribly. The film also never explains as to how Anubis is trapped inside of the pyramid to begin with. Like, it just says, they just say, oh, he's been trapped here. Like, but how did they do it? It's never shown in a flashback. They never, decrypt the hieroglyphs to determine how it happened. It just happened. And I think that's honestly lazy writing. And I hated how the film just basically abruptly ends. Like, there's one character that survives. She gets out of the pyramid, and this little boy shows up trying to help, and then all of a sudden Anubis shows up again and drags them both back all the way down to the bottom of the pyramid, and that's how the movie ends. Like, we don't have any closure as to if these two characters actually die. We don't know if they're alive and they escape again. We don't know if Anubis kills them and then escapes the pyramid and causes havoc on the world. We have no clue what happens. The movie just cuts to black screen and makes you guess. Which, those types of endings can be executed properly and well, but this movie leaves so many questions unanswered that it makes you kind of like want a sequel, but at the same time, because this movie is so boring and bland, that you really don't care and you don't want to. So I would watch this movie to rent it once just to say I've seen it, but overall, guys, I'm going to give The Pyramid from 2014 a 3 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great day. If you guys have any movies you guys want me to watch and review here on the channel, please drop them in the comment section down below on this video or any other video. Just make sure you say, please review this movie, ... Make sure it's either like something I can get on DVD, Blu-ray, it's on Disney Plus, or I can get it digitally on Google Play. If it's on something like Amazon Prime or Netflix, I probably won't be able to watch it. I don't have those services. I might be able to go to a friend's house and do so, but just keep that in mind that I'm willing to watch and review movies for you guys, but keep in mind I do have my limit of access to watching certain things. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye, guys.